Hello everyone and welcome back to Triple Gaming with me, Fletcher, and today we're just going to go over some of my thoughts about the recent Jurassic World Evolution 2 news, mostly regarding the new feature focus that Frontier posted on their forums a couple of days ago. However, before we get into that, please remember to like the video, and if you haven't done it already, please consider subscribing for more from the three of us at Triple Gaming. Now then, apart from the rather lackluster Brachiosaurus species profile that we received this week, which is so lackluster I'm not even going to do a video on it because it's just Brachiosaurus, we also got a feature focus about the customization of the buildings in the park and how it's going to work. And on the whole, it does sound good. To put it simply, we're going to be able to modify the internals of each amenity in order to cater to the interests of certain guests, and then we can modify the outside with a variety of looks from roof decorations, signage style, and colour. They supply this really nice image of this grille to be more clear in how it's going to look, and yeah, it's nice to see some really good differences there. More important for me though is the fact that these amenities are going to come in a small, a medium, and a large size. That's the most important thing for me about this whole feature focus, more important than customizing the building. It's a really important change. Something that Jurassic World Evolution 1 is horrific for is the size and the sheer cumbersome nature of the buildings in the game. You waste so much space because the buildings are excessive in their size. So being able to construct buildings of different sizes in order to cater for perhaps cramped areas in the park or quite big areas in the park, that's really going to be useful. We also had confirmation that the terrain tools are going to be improved, or at least that's how they make it sound. I doubt that the terrain tools are going to be as great as the modded in tools that we have for Jurassic World 1 currently, but any improvements from Jurassic World Evolution 1's tools will be a welcome change, because they were appalling. We did also have confirmation we'll be able to place decorations around the park, including tables, chairs, lighting, and banners. All good news. But we have to consider an elephant that's in the room here. It's all great to hear about, being able to make buildings look different and having differently sized buildings and being able to put decorations around the park. But it's difficult to get hyped over features that really should be considered standard for a park building game in 2021. Park decorations are a standard for any game of this genre. Building customization is rarer, but buildings coming in different sizes is also not rare for a park building game. And I know it sounds cynical, but to me, they don't get points for doing exactly what they should have done in the first place. Yes, they're making improvements to Jurassic World 1, and yes, it does sound like they're listening to the community, but the fact is, none of this should be a surprise for Frontier. None of this should be considered massive updating improvements because they're things that should just be there. If you're playing a park building game, you expect there to be decorations that you can put around your park. So all this is doing is highlighting that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is going to hit the bare minimum standard of what is acceptable for a park building game. And I know that comes across quite anti-hype, but I'm being pragmatic here. Jurassic World Evolution 1 was shocking as far as a park builder game goes. So far, yes, these feature focuses are good, and yes, this is all good information and good news, but it's just hitting the bare minimum of what I expect in a park building game. So for me to be much more excited about this, they're going to have to really highlight some good stuff that's new, that's perhaps different to any other park building game. I'm also concerned about the information they've given us about improving the dinosaur skins. It states that we'll have patterns and base colours to pick from, and that the colours will be preset by Frontier, and that really worries me. We've already seen that Frontier doesn't really do bright, interesting colours or patterns for their dinosaurs. How many of those dinosaurs in Jurassic World Evolution 1 were horribly drab? And we've already seen a horribly drab Stegosaurus, a horribly drab Brachiosaurus, and a horribly drab Triceratops. It doesn't look good, and this worries me. modders have come up with some really great skins, and somehow I doubt we're going to be able to recreate Leviathan's amazing Seismo skin, for example, with the system that they're going to give us. They use the whole "we're not going to allow you to have a fluorescent pink T-Rex" excuse, which is exactly the same thing EA once said about Battlefront 2, and that people wouldn't want a fluorescent pink Darth Vader running around. And a lot of folks disagreed then, and people even modded it into the game. So for Frontier to use essentially a line from EA doesn't make them look good. They might be missing the point of why we want customization of our dinosaurs. I really hope that Frontier gives us some decent, vibrant options. Not all of us are like Jagged Fang and just want our dinosaurs to be brown, grey and beige. We actually want colour, and so far I'm not convinced. The Triceratops was hideous, the Brachiosaurus was dull and drab, and the Stegosaurus, well, doesn't look any different to the one from Jurassic World Evolution 1 as far as I can tell. The Nasutoceratops looked like it had been in a fire and was hideously burned. The only decent one we've seen is the Amargasaurus, and we saw exactly the same stripe patterning on all of the Amargasaurus in that video. So I'm still not convinced. I don't know. I'm in fact a little surprised I am as unconvinced as I sound. Maybe it's because I'm reviewing Jurassic World Evolution 1 at the moment, and maybe it's because I've realised just how shockingly awful that game was, and still is. I don't know. They are going to have to do more. It's difficult for me to know what they're going to have to show. The other biomes, show us the Mosasaurus, show us some properly new species, show us some properly vibrant skins. I don't know. But this Frontier, this feature focus, although it sounds good, it's kind of annoyed me that they're making such a big deal out of what is really basic gameplay features for a park builder. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you a bit more hyped after this feature focus? Do you have any concerns about it like I do? Please let me know. Don't forget to keep watching our videos. There was a new Pokemon video yesterday I saw, and there will be new parts of the Jurassic World review coming very soon, as well as more Gungeon footage, so do keep an eye on us. But until next time, see you in the next video. Goodbye.